Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to do another how to watch video, but this one's going to be a little bit differently. Instead of giving you a franchise that actually connects, I'm going to tell you a group of movies that you can watch in chronological order that actually don't really connect, but could if you actually, uh, you know, put the pieces together yourself. And these are the movies that I think of this like the Pixar theory in a way, where if you know the Pixar theory, it's like that all the Pixar movies connect in some order or another. Um, it's not an order I necessarily agree with because some movies seem like, no, that movie takes place in the present day. I get what you're trying to say, but I like to pretend that the Cars franchise is it's an its own little universe, and Onward is in its own little universe. Or, from what I understand, the movie actually confirms that it's on another planet, which I guess makes sense because there were two moons or something like that. So with that being said, I have a theory. Maybe not a theory, but a marathon you can do since you're all stuck at home. We're all stuck at home. That you can watch and see, hey, you know what? There is a through line here, and I'm going to tell you how. We're going to start with the movie. I call this marathon, by the way, the Man versus Machine marathon, because most of these movies have something to do with man fighting machine. So here we go, and I have a happy ending for this wrap-up storyline as well. So here we go. The first movie you want to watch is the movie Tron, the one from 1982. This is the movie that begins this self-awareness that machines have their own mind and they want to, destroy the world. I don't think that was Master Control Program's thing, but yes, the Master Control Program is going to be the through line through this marathon. Why? Well, I'll get to it very soon. The next movie after the original Tron you want to watch is The Terminator, the original Terminator from 1984, starring Linda Hamilton and Michael Biehn, as well as Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. Now, this gives us the idea of Skynet, and that Skynet is a self-aware program that will one day, take over, try to destroy mankind. You then go into Terminator 2, Judgment Day, which is the continuing storyline where we see John Connor, who is going to one day be the leader of the Resistance, to fight against the machines. We then go into Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines, which, look, I know some people think that, anything after the second Terminator are terrible. I don't necessarily agree with that. But if you look at the mythology that there is here, there is quite an interesting connection going into other movies forward that I think is a little fun to think about. So Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines is the movie that, starts the war. It's the actual beginning of the war of man versus machine. We then go into Terminator Salvation. This is the one with Christian Bale as John Connor. We're seeing how the beginnings of the war is taking place. We know that this follows Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines because they confirm that the war starts in 2003, and this is an alternate 2018, if I remember correctly. So this is where we start taking a detour from our reality to this other reality where machines and men are fighting. So what comes after Terminator Salvation? I'm happy to say it's not Genesis or Dark Fate, even though I enjoy those two movies as well. We actually move forward like 100 or so years into the future where we go into the Matrix. It's presumed that the characters in the Matrix believe that they are in the year 2199. So this takes us nicely over there, where the Matrix is now a thing in this marathon, and Neo is the one who's the new, person to come and save the Resistance against the machines. And they kind of reference this when you get to the Matrix Revolutions. So you do want to watch the Matrix trilogy in that exact order. After those four Terminator movies, you then go into the Matrix Reloaded, and then the Matrix Revolutions. Now, Obviously, there is does ex machina there at the very end in the last movie. That to me, if you want to have a through line, you can say that that's what Skynet had evolved into. They evolved into that master machine that you see at the end that Neo meets, comes face to face with, to bargain with at the end of the third Matrix movie. To me, that if you want to have a little fun with it by connecting dots, you could say that the master control program from Tron evolved into Skynet, and Skynet evolved into this Deus Ex Machina that they call it in the movie. So what about this happy ending? Because let's face it, the Matrix Revolutions doesn't really end with a happy ending, right? It ends in a way where, well, okay, there's a peace treaty between man and machines now, but there's not really a happy ending. Like the man did not get its Earth back, right? The machines still control Earth. There's just a little peace treaty where, peace for now. Well, here you go into Wall-E. Now, Wall-E is a Pixar film. I understand, but they do explain why the people on the spacecraft look a little different. And I actually remember that the movie Wall-E takes place in the year 2835 or something like that. I forgot. It takes farther into the future past the Matrix, where the Matrix is presumed to take place in. So, Wall-E is the movie that brings the people back to Earth, because it looks like sometime after that you can say that the machines died out, but you still get that through line with the Master Control Program, Skynet, and Deus Ex Machina, because the machine voiced by the ships voiced by Sigourney Weaver, we find out, is actually keeping the humans away from Earth because they want to control them. And you could say that can be the end of that storyline, because obviously Wall-E defeats, and Eve defeats the ship's computer, and the humans go back to Earth, where Earth will eventually get restored thanks to that one plant that Wall-E has found. So I think this is a fun little marathon that people can try out. If you don't want to, that's cool. But this is a fun little thing that movies that I like to say. Well, what are movies that could connect together if any could? And I always thought that these were a couple of films that could connect, but obviously don't. But if you want to have a marathon for fun, there you go. Man versus Machine. Go ahead and have it, try it out. It's a marathon that I've done once in the past, and I'm sure other people might be bored figuring out what movies to watch. And look, if you've never seen these movies, that's even perfect. If you have, go and revisit them. There's nothing wrong. Maybe your mind will change on even the ones you didn't like so much. You'll never know. Sometimes I watch movies and I enjoy them more. Sometimes I watch movies again and I realize this is not as good as I remember. You'll never know until you go back and watch it, or watch it for the first time. So with that being said, guys, I hope this video helps you find some more movies to watch while we're all stuck at home. And until next time, I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel. And until next time, take care.